Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a very serious Mike Dolce show. Today, we are talking about overcoming failure. This is a topic I am very qualified to speak on, as I have failed in every way, in everything that I've ever done. And I want to share some very real takeaways for you to ensure you do not fail as your final destination, and more so, where you can find your greatest success in seeming failure. Now, as the stream populates, and I appreciate you being here. Now, don't worry, this is going to spin back. We're going to talk about fitness and getting those abs. We're going to talk a little bit about money and creating wealth. We're going to speak here about helping you achieve levels of success you've likely never thought capable. As myself, I've achieved levels of success I never thought I would be capable of. Never more success than anyone in my family, anyone I had ever known in a very real capacity. There is no logical reason a person like me, coming from the place I came from, dealing with the challenges that were in front of me, should have achieved any level of success. And I only share this, guys, to give you a very real takeaway here that I am no better than you watching right now. By far, you are better than me. You are greater than me. You are more prepared than me. You are more capable than me. So what does this mean? This means that you should be infinitely more successful than me in everything that you do. And right now, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to focus on, exactly what I did, and the lessons I've learned by working with the world's greatest athletes at their most challenging times, helping them to overcome their greatest obstacles in order to achieve their greatest success. Now, did you know that as a child, I had a severe speech impediment? That was a result of a breech birth as a child. That means I was born the opposite way. Typically, it's the head first. I wasn't head first. I was feet first. So right out of the gate, my young life was destined for doom. The doctors in the operating room, this is 1976, not nearly what it is today. My mother was dealing with a breech birth. She was not in a good state of health at that time. Things were going sideways quick. The doctors thought they were going to lose me. And they thought if I was born, I was most likely going to have cognitive challenges. I would not be a, quote, regular, healthy child. I was 14 pounds being born. I mean, you could probably believe that right now. I was a massive, massive baby, which added severe challenges to the birth in itself. So right out of the gate, I was in trouble and I was dealing with difficulty and challenges. And I was born breech, and they pulled me out feet first. And when they got me out, my head was stuck. The umbilical cord was wrapped 3 times around my throat, crushing my windpipe, breaking a part of my neck as they were yanking and trying to pull me out, stretching and yanking and crushing my throat, choking me, depriving me of the oxygen that I so desperately needed to survive. Well, I survived. I lived. I made it through that first challenge, which is incredible. This is the first time I'm ever telling this story. I don't even know that I've shared this story with my wife. Not that I've hid it, but because I just hadn't had need or cause to share it. And I want to share it with you. So out of the gate, I was dealt this terrible hand. That's not fair. It's not fair. Why did I have to deal with this? Why did I have to go through this? Why was I faced with such difficulty? Without even starting my life, I was in this situation. Now, as growing up, and I lived, and the doctors didn't know, did I have some sort of mental instability, some sort of cognitive challenge? Had there been some sort of negative effect of the lack of oxygen? Who knows? I don't know. Maybe still we don't know. And I think in many ways I've turned it into a benefit if there is some lingering issue that I was able to deal with and channel in a certain way that I'll touch on here. Now, as I went through life, because of the broken neck and the throat issue, I couldn't swallow my food as all the normal kids did. So I would eat food, modeling behavior like everyone else, and I would store it in my cheeks. And it would just sit there and sit there and sit there and sit there. And I'd get in trouble. I get in trouble at home. I get in trouble from babysitters. I get in trouble when I entered school, as if I was being a bad kid or a difficult kid because I wasn't finishing my food as I was told. And I was constantly in trouble, getting put in the corner, meals taken away from me, no dessert for me, simply because I lacked the ability to properly digest, break down, chew the food, break down the food, and ingest the food and let it travel seamlessly, easily down just my damaged throat. I had a severe speech impediment. In my school, I was sent out to the trailer and I was made fun of because I was very shy. I was self-conscious as a young child. I don't remember feeling self-conscious. I just remember being very quiet, off by myself in many ways, antisocial. Look at that weird kid. What's wrong with him? That was my childhood. Always alone, independent. I developed this sense of independence as a result of. I developed a disdain for authority from being told, eat your food. You didn't know what I was dealing with. You didn't know, authority figure, the right solution. You don't have the solution. Therefore, I had to find the solution for myself to figure it out. And so I had a speech impediment. I was sent to the trailer. While all the other kids were on the playground playing, I had to go and sit in the trailer. And I had to walk into the trailer when all the kids were on the playground playing because the trailer was in the middle of the playground. And during recess, when everyone was outside playing, I had to go in the speech trailer. And I had to sit with a therapist who worked with me on how to speak properly, how to enunciate my words properly, how to think clearly about what I was going to say before I actually said it. And then I'd walk out of the trailer and I'd be made fun of for being in I won't say the bad word, the non-PC word, for being in the trailer. This is kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade. Pulled away from my peers, pulled away from my friends, pulled away from my social group, and set off to the side as if there was something wrong with me. There wasn't anything wrong with me. I was me. I was an individual. I was unique, just like you're unique. Just like you have things that make you special. They make you great. And everything I tell you right now, my friends, has made me who I am. And I cherish every moment of it. From having that umbilical cord wrapped around my throat, developing these mechanical issues that I've had, having the speech impediment, dealing with the authority constantly trying to put their finger in my nose and tell me what to do. And I knew that they were wrong. And I knew that they didn't understand, which allowed me to grow a level of independence and autonomy for myself that many children don't have this opportunity. Now, these same issues have broken many people, stronger people than I, better people than I, broken them because they couldn't deal with it. And I was able to deal with it. And as I went through in my school years, now remember, speech impediment. I'm a public speaker. I'm speaking to you right now. I'm an in-demand keynote speaker. I travel the world speaking to thousands and thousands of people. I travel to 50 domestic military bases in the United States every year, speaking to hundreds and thousands of our amazing men and women in the military to motivate them and help them stay fit. I speak to corporations and large companies and work on motivation and success principles. Remember, this is the kid that was in the trailer, told that he was weird and made fun of. And now I'm speaking to thousands of people with a message to make them better. And as I entered into grammar school and continued on, I realized I'm living in poverty. Grew up in abject poverty. You're not aware of it when you're a kid until you realize at a certain point in the middle of winter, there's no heat in your home. And you fall asleep seeing the cold air in your breath, sleeping with a winter coat on and a hat and mittens, which are really socks because you can't afford to have mittens. No heat, no hot water, no running water, no electricity, no food. I grew up in abject poverty, surrounded by opulence. All of my friends, my classmates, my peers, they have what I thought they were rich, because they didn't have holes in their shoes. They didn't get hand-me-down shoes from their older sister like I did. I was wearing shoes from my older sisters that had holes in them. And all my friends probably had Kmart shoes for all I know, but wow, those were brand new. Those look great. Those actually fit them. I was made fun of in gym class because the only clothes I had for gym class were recreation sports clothes, the uniform I was given by participating in local sports teams. That was my play clothes. I didn't have any cool Billabong clothes or skateboard clothes or NBA clothes or NCAA clothes like all my friends had. And I was made fun of for that. Simply because, and I didn't know any better until I was made fun of for it. But that didn't break me. That motivated me. It motivated me to work harder than these kids. And I knew at that age, oddly, that the clothes that these kids were wearing, they didn't buy themselves. Their parents bought their clothes for them. Therefore, that is not a reflection on who they are. It's a reflection on the work of their parents that has no reflection on the individuals making fun of me. And I knew that at that age. I remember in 4th grade, I had this thought standing at the Silver Lake Park during track and field day, being made fun of by my friends who were wearing their fancy clothes, and I was wearing a recreation basketball t-shirt. And I remember thinking they didn't buy the clothes that they were wearing. I earned this shirt because I worked my ass off that season, and I won the best defensive player award, whatever that may be. But I earned it. And I had a sense of pride in that moment. And that's odd. It's odd. But I'm sharing this with you so you can understand. It's a mentality here. And as I went through in poverty, going through a school in middle-class America, trying to fit in and do my best, I excelled where I could, and I excelled in education and academics because I could apply myself. I excelled in athletics because I could apply myself. I excelled in every opportunity I had, and I created opportunities for myself. When I was 8 years old, I found a job working for $2 per day cleaning charter fishing boats. I would get off of school at 2:15. I'd run home, grab off my school gear in my backpack, and I'd run up to the marina and I'd wait for the boats to come in. And I'd throw a line to the boat. They'd pull in and get docked, and I would clean the entire boat. I was called a dock rat. I'd work for 2 or 3 hours a day cleaning these boats, disgusting fishing boats, charter fishing boats. And one of the mates would give me $2, maybe $3. Well, you find an 8-year-old that's making $10, $12, $15 a week, and I will find you a very motivated 8-year-old. And that continued on and continued on and continued on. And then I became a third mate, a second mate, a first mate. At 13 years old, going 2 days out to the canyon on fishing trips. And I come back with hundreds of dollars in my pocket at this young age, still going home in poverty, unfortunately, not having all the things everyone else had, but working and finding my way and developing a work ethic and a level of independence and a mentality that I do not care. The only thing that defines me is the amount of work that I put in. The only way I can be better is by working my ass off in earnest every single day and not taking shortcuts. Now, dealing with what I dealt with and being made fun of allowed me to develop this deep level of empathy where I really care about people to the point that I defend those who need it most, who need help the most. And I think maybe because of the possible lack of oxygen cognitive issues I might have had as a child, who knows, I developed some other senses. Now, not Spider-Man superhero, but I became more in tune with the emotional side, the empathetic side of this human existence that we have. And if you look at my job now, my role now, what I do now, the majority of my day is dedicated to helping people live better lives, improve their life, improve themselves so they can improve their life, so they can better the life of those around them. And any of you who have followed this channel, followed my teachings, followed my work for any period of time, you will know this is a common theme that constantly comes back and comes back and comes back and comes back. All I want to do is help you and help people. All I want to do is lead people to be better versions of themselves. My greatest goal is for you to be successful, more successful than me. Vastly more successful than me, which will tell me that I did a good job. That's what it will tell me. So as I went through, everything I did was a failure. Everywhere I went, I was a failure. I was the outsider. I was the little guy. I was the one who didn't have a ride. I didn't have transportation to go to practice. So I'd have to walk 2 hours to a 1 hour baseball practice, ride my bike, vastly farther than any young child ever should have without adult supervision. And I figured out a way to be independent. For better or worse, I made it better, right? I wouldn't want my daughters to go through this. I will not allow my daughters to lead a life that I had to lead to get to the point that I am now, but I certainly teach them the lessons. I instill this in them, the level of independence, of autonomy, of questioning authority, of working things out for themselves, of being empathetic, of being caring, of being compassionate, of being proud of your effort, not asking anyone for anything. Now, some of you don't know, but I paid my own tuition through high school. How many of you personally paid your tuition as a 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old to go to school? I paid mine. I used to go and I worked at a bakery from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. I would unload and load donut and pastry trays on and off these trucks as they would ship out and go to all the little bakeries around town. Then I'd go to school and take a shower because I didn't have running water in my house, and put on my school uniform. And I'd sit and I'd do all my classes and take my classes and did extremely well in my classes. And then I wrestled, which was my out. That was my outlet. I threw everything I had into everything that I did. And I failed. My freshman year wrestling, I was a 4-year varsity wrestler, and I was a 4-year captain of the varsity wrestling team as a freshman, voted on by my teammates because of my work ethic and the leadership skills I exhibited. First one there, last one to leave, cheering everyone on, working extra time and outworking everyone on the mat. But my freshman year, I was 2-12. 2 wins and 12 losses my freshman year. You want to talk about a failure? I went through my wrestling season and I finished my wrestling career as the winningest wrestler in the history of the program. 21-3 my senior year. I blew up my shoulder, unfortunately, in my state tournament, once again failing to achieve my dream of becoming a state champion wrestler. Blew out my shoulder in the regions. I had a scholarship on the table. The scholarship taken away. Failure again. DOLCE, you will never shake it, man. You will never shake the failure. Everywhere I went, failure followed me. But with every failure was a learning opportunity for me to overcome. And overcome, I did. I went on and I continued to pursue education. Instead of going the traditional academic route, I went to work for a nutrition company and I had them pay for my schooling. And I learned how to run a business while building my own business inside of their business as they were training me and teaching me and mentoring me. And instead of spending $100,000 on college over 4 years, I made $100,000 in earnest in working and also developed the skills necessary to run my own business, to which I've taken and I've continued on. Now, this is just a small snapshot. I can continue on farther, much farther into this conversation. This is just me going through the first 18 years of life. I'm 44 right now. The fun stuff didn't happen until I was 25. I'll deal with that on a different video. I will break that down. I don't want to go too long here. I'm going to answer some of your questions right now, ladies and gentlemen. But here's what I want you to know and take away. Those of you listening right now, no matter what happens to you, it's not the end of the road. It's the beginning. No matter what failures you have, no matter what failures you face, no matter what challenges are in your way, no matter what obstacles slow you down. That's just the beginning of the story. It's the beginning of the grind. It is not the end. Failure is not the end, my friends. Failure is the beginning. That's when the transformation begins. If my life was easy, if I was born perfectly and I had all the amenities all my friends had, I had no challenges, if I was easily accepted, if I spoke as normal as everyone else, if I was an average child, I doubt I would be sitting here in this chair today. I doubt I would have achieved the success I have been able to achieve over the short period of life that I've been on this planet thus far. And I know for damn sure I would not be positioned for the exponential success I plan on having over the next 44 years of life that I'm looking towards at the moment. So no matter where you are right now, this is the beginning. This is where it starts. This is where it happens. Now, my story is a sad story, but I've heard worse. Yours is likely worse. You're coming from a place of deep pain and hurt and regret and insecurity and loneliness. And I understand it because I've been there too. And in many ways, I still am. I'm still that boy that's still locked away. It's still a part of me, an integral part of me that makes me who I am. Let that be you. Allow those traumas to help define you in a positive way. Allow them to fuel you, educate you. Don't forget the way it feels to be pushed away, to be left out, to be scared, to be lonely, to be cold, to be hurt, to be sad. Do not forget that. Remember that. And allow that to propel you forward. That's when we bite down. That's when we put our heads down. That's when we go to work. And that's where the best work is done. And ladies and gentlemen, my friends, that's when it is most rewarding. So, overcoming failure is the concept of this quick video. The underlying message, though, is that success is bred in failure. Without failure, there would be no success, no long-lasting success, no worthwhile success. So you right now, I want you to dig deep. I want you to dig deep and pull yourself forward. And I know that you can do it. And whatever I can do to help you, I am here to help you. I will briefly answer your questions. We have under 5 minutes left before I cut this stream. I don't want it to go for too long. If I do cut this stream, leave comments below. I will do another video on any comments you have. Now, remember, I just took you up to 18 years old. I didn't tell you about living in my car in high school, right? I didn't talk about that part yet. I didn't talk about the bank taking our hobble of a home away from us and knocking it down and turning it into a parking lot in high school. I didn't get into that stuff yet. Watching my father die in front of me. I didn't get to that part yet. I'll get there in a different video. I think I've said enough, and I want to answer some of your questions right now. F you, Annika. Good to see you, Seth. Dolce, me and the family are very well. Thank you. Jesse Lee. Who's coach? 147 this morning, weighing in tomorrow at 5:45. Need to be 45. Have used 3 weeks to shred it, and it's been a breeze. Ooh, I'm proud of you, Jesse. Good job, Jesse Lee. About to get it done, ladies and gentlemen, following the 3 weeks to shred it program. Annika says that is a big ass baby. Yeah, I had all sorts of bad go. That's not big in a good way. Al says, asking myself the same questions now. Right on. Dale says, do you think Gastelum can make 145? Oh, well, that's up to Kelvin. I don't think he wants to, and that's the most important part here. He does not want to, and that's okay because he's a great middleweight. I'd like to see him healthy at welterweight. Abel says, thank you for your advice. It is an honor to have you here. Thank you. Annika, that's very tough childhood. That's how people become a menace to society. You were strong since day one. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I understand because I know people that didn't have it nearly as bad as me, and they use that as an excuse, and they went sideways, and they're not in a good place. Just the way it is. Mike Mumford says, you are a badass public speaker. Mike, I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you so much. We take what we have and we turn it into a strength no matter what. No matter what, right? That's what this is about. I love speaking publicly. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I remember those days of being made fun of because I stuttered. I wouldn't speak at all because as soon as I would talk, people would laugh. I remember those days. I couldn't pronounce words. I had a broken throat. My voice box was crushed, right? So no wonder I had a mechanical challenge that was fed on by the predators in society to make me feel bad about myself, though it wasn't my fault. It had nothing to do with me. I did nothing wrong. This was the hand that I was dealt. And society tried to make me feel bad about myself, and I did not allow that to happen. I used this as a strength, and I practiced, and I looked in the mirror, and I pressed the tongue to the top of my mouth, and over and over and over and over again, I practiced. To the point now, man, try and shut me up. Try and get me to stop talking. Never. JJ said, Dolce F you guys, and I appreciate you being here. Bang, bang. If you would, I appreciate it. Give this video a thumbs up if you appreciate the content, if you appreciate the passion. The thumbs up, it lets me know you're there. It lets me know that you care about what I'm trying to do for you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Harry F you Dolce, what's up? Zach C, liberals like Biden and AOC would tell you your success is only because of white privilege. They would say that until they realize that I'm Native American. Right? Until they realize, and then they would stop. And my father is a first generation Italian from Sicilian. First generation. His parents came over on the boat, naturalized through Ellis Island. Right? That's not white. Native American on my mother's side, Sicilian on my father's side. First generation. How is that? So it's all BS. It's work. Who's going to put in the work? Who's going to have the integrity? Who's going to show up on time, bust their ass, do what they say, and treat people well? That's all it is. That's what this is. If anyone tells you anything else, they're a fucking liar, and you need to get away from them. Do not let them have an impact on your life. Seth says, preach. Amen. Jesse Lee, damn, this was motivating. Thank you, Dolce. I'm getting a fighter spots of yours. Earn it. Just don't want it to be given me. Hell yeah. Love it, Jesse. You're in. Zach C, how should one go about incorporating the devil's lettuce into the Dolce diet? Maybe morning, while doing fasted lists, jacked up on 15 milligrams of yohimbine, asking for a friend. So I'm a big fan of the devil's lettuce as long as it is legal and healthy for you. There's medicinal benefits. Certain states and jurisdictions have recreational benefits. As long as it is legal where you are, I am happy for it. I would stay away from the inhalation of the smoke of the burnt herb. That can cause respiratory issues. But I'm not saying, I avoid it entirely. Edibles, oils, butters, especially now with technology, what's going on out there works extremely well. Very happy. JJ says, looking extra jacked, Dolce. Well, thank you. I got big things coming, never stopping, never ending. More challenges I'm putting in front of myself for you guys. I got so much great stuff coming your way soon. This fall is going to be insane. Check out my Instagram page if you have not. There's 2 days left. Huge announcement, limited group. Just go to my Instagram page to be on the list. First come, first serve. Instagram. Go to my Instagram account, The Dolce Diet, to learn more. Do not miss out. Chris Ingram, good stuff. Dolce. Down to 171. My daughter started training MMA with me and loving it. We're doing a fat loss challenge at the dojo. Would you recommend me doing the muscle gain goal in 3 weeks to shred it online? Absolutely, Chris. That'll keep those calories bumped up a little bit to facilitate lean muscle tissue. Awesome. Guy says, hey, Dolce, I'm training 5-6 days a week. I follow a real food philosophy, but I love Coke Zero. This helps me to be disciplined with my meals. I don't take cheat meals. What do you think? I think Coke Zero is garbage. If you're drinking Coke Zero, I'm going to be real with you. You're not being disciplined. I love Coke Zero. I love chocolate. I love Breyer's chocolate ice cream with Hershey syrup drizzled on top. I love pepperoni pizza. I love it. I would make love to a pepperoni pizza. Sorry for the visual. If it wasn't illegal in 59 states. But I don't do it because I'm focused on my goals, because I'm disciplined. I know what I want to do. I know what I want to achieve. There's no room for that. Get a little sparkly water. Get a little Pellegrino water. Put a little fresh squeezed lemon or lime in your water. Keep your goals focused. Go and Google every ingredient on Coke Zero and just put negative effects of. Then get back to me and tell me if it's worth it. Vivian, that's right, Vivian, ECT. Hey, Dolce, can you cheat meal, or is that not a big thing? Nope, we do not cheat. Go ask your wife if you can cheat on her. Better yet, have your wife ask you if she can cheat on you. Then you come back and tell me if cheating is a good thing. Cheating has a negative connotation. We do build what we call earned meals, which are essentially glorified refeeds, right? 2 days per month, once every 10 days, one meal over the 4-hour window. I've done videos on that. Go back through my video catalog on this channel. I've done complete meals on the earned meal, complete videos on the earned meal for you. Guys, there's a lot more Q&As here. So let me try and run through a couple. Ari says, can you explain the scientific reason for this workout superset? Complete this round with 2 minutes, 30 seconds, a 1A dumbbell floor press, 6 to 8 reps, then 1 cable ground and pound. Ari, I'm a little confused. I apologize. There's a lot of information there for me to unpack. If you could put it in a different way, that's just a lot. And I'm already 3 minutes over on time. I need to close this out. So if you can be a little more specific, or maybe leave it in the comments below and give me more details, maybe I'll do a whole video on it. And that's anyone. If you want me to do a full video on any question, leave your question below this video after it posts. I am happy to do so. Also, friends, bang. I ask you to leave a thumbs up for this video. It takes a second. Click right there. Just click the thumbs up button so I know you're there, so I know you care. And it certainly does help me, and it helps the channel with the overlords at YouTube realize that you're engaging with us. That's all I ask of you. I don't want anything else. Just let me know you're there and give us a little love. Thank you. R-E-F-U, you got it. Rob says, love your energy, positivity, and discipline. Hugely motivated. Rob, I thank you for that. Paul K, I see a new pic in the background. Can you describe it? Yes. This is Hiron Gracie, Martin, Justin Flores, Edmund Tarverdi, and myself, and the one and only Ronda Rousey after she won another one of her multiple world titles. That might have been after she knocked out Bethe Carreira as the main event in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. What an amazing opportunity. I mean, the adversity that she went through. Every one of these stories. Dwayne Bang Ludwig, Kelvin Gastelum at 170, Mike Pyle coming back at 44 years of age, the oldest competitor in the UFC. Vitor Belfort coming back after a botched weight cut at 196 pounds against Rich Franklin. He hired me. I got him back at a 185.00. Thiago Alves missed weight versus John Fitch. And then I stepped in to take him over, brought him in at 170 pounds, 170.00, the championship weight versus John Howard in Montreal, Quebec. Quentin Rampage Jackson notoriously came into camp at 251 pounds. I got him down to 205 pounds right here, as you can see on the scale. Bottom, Johnny Hendricks versus Carlos Condit. Johnny Hendricks bang on weight with me every single time and was able to go out there and beat the natural born killer, Carlos Condit. Man, I got so many amazing. My whole facility is just filled with memorabilia. So we got more stuff. I mean, this is what you see behind me is just a kitten sneeze worth of the memorabilia that I have. And now that COVID's kind of moving on, we can get the work crews back in here, and we're going to do a little overhaul of the facility, overhaul of the studio, and we're going to be giving you guys more. We've actually updated the lighting. You can probably tell I'm not so glossy and shiny anymore. Woo! Though I am sweaty. I'm sweating it up, but that's all right. Oh, the devil's lettuce. Ooh, we love you, Mary Jane. Kenny, true. God damn it. I love this content. Keep it coming, baby. Kenny, you got it. Thank you for being here. Sonia, just catching the tail end of the video. Sonia, definitely go back and watch the beginning. Any of you who jumped onto the live stream, go back and watch the first 10 minutes of this video. If you got here part through, go back and watch the beginning. I think the beginning is very important for you, not for me, right? I mean, it's I put the time in for you guys, but it's important for you to go back and listen and see, because this directly applies to you and to your life and what I hope for you to do with this information moving forward. And I'm here for you. Vivian says, how do I know what my body weight should be, or is it based on body fat percentage? Great question, Viv, I'm actually going to do a video on this for you. Vivian, once this video posts, leave a comment below reminding me to do the body weight versus body fat percentage video. That deserves a whole video right there, Vivian. Thank you. I love it. Wayne says, can't exercise, only walk if lucky, but is it possible to diet well and lose weight? Absolutely. If you go to the DOLCEDiet.com right now, actually, we're running a 30% discount with promo code LivingLean at thedolcediet.com. A massive number of people use the 3 weeks to shredded program when they cannot exercise to keep their weight low and to lose weight, to sustain lean muscle tissue and to lose non-functional body weight. Our 3 weeks to shredded program works better than any other program because it is a healthy program. You do not have to exercise. The exercise is a bonus. 90% of the benefit of our 3 weeks to shredded program is from the nutrition. Again, promo code Living Lean to save 30%. My gift to you. That is today only. So jump in there. Keith says, hey, Mike, keep telling the truth. That's all we know, my friend. That's all we know. Wayne Ryan, Kingdom on Netflix. You watching? Not yet. I've seen it a few times, so I think maybe I will jump in. We just watched the whole series of Alone, man. That was a pretty good one. Jewel says, how can I know that my calorie deficit is not dangerous if I don't count calories? Well, we try not to create a caloric deficit through reduction of food. We create a caloric deficit through exertion. I want more activity. I want eat at a surplus and then build a state of energy output. That's where the caloric deficit should come in. Don't drop your calories, increase your activity. But again, Gil or Gia, apologies for, it's hard to pronounce the name for myself. Gia, hopefully G. But I would say if you want to know, you can go to thedolcediet.com where you will be put on the perfect program for you. These are personalized programs for each one of you at thedolcediet.com. Again, Living Lean is the 30% discount valid for today, only for you guys if you wanted it. Everything you need is put on there. It's amazing. You don't have to think about anything. We've done it all for you. Brandon and Jesse, thank you guys so much for the super chat donation. So kind of you. I do appreciate you for that. Kenny True says you should do a healthy bulk, maybe a dirty bulk and weight loss cut video. Well, that is our squats and steak program that will be coming out soon. You've heard of it before. Squats and steak is on the way. Gurpreet says 16 days left on my 3 weeks to shredded. Hell yeah, Gurpreet. Keep me posted, my friend. Brandon says, hey, Mike, great content. Brandon, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Honest, actionable, evidence-based information from the most honest man in fitness. That's what I'm here for, ladies and gentlemen. This channel is not flashy as many of the other ones out there. We're not clickbaiting you like nearly everyone out there. We're not creating drama and fake natty videos and all the other YouTube BS that you see so common out there. Our channel is a blue-collar workman type of channel that slowly but surely we are putting out the best possible content for you guys because I care about you guys and I'm telling you what works. I'm telling you what works. It's going to take a little longer, but in time, we will eclipse all those frauds out there because we are in it together. Last time, bang, bang. Give a thumbs up to this video if you appreciate the content. I appreciate you. Subscribe to this channel if you have not yet. Leave a comment below this video, and I will do my best to answer them in the future. Guys and gals, thank you so much for being here. And until next time, boom.